Hey everybody, how's it going? How's it going? How's it going? Looks like we've got Ed and Goose and Rex, Sergio, Don, Will, Darren, Mad, David, Frank, Svenborn. Darren, it's got to be like negative a million degrees up there. It's freaking 8 degrees here this morning. I mean, what the heck? It doesn't get 8 degrees here. I walked outside. So one of my new solar panel trackers wasn't working. I walked down to kind of investigate what was going on, and I turned my head, and my beard caught my coat. It was frozen solid. Like I guess it had enough moisture in it from my morning routine that it had frozen solid all the way out to the tip. I was like, "What the heck?" It was only a couple minutes. It wasn't like I'd been out there like 10 minutes or something like that. I was like, "What the beep?" I was like, "It's stupid cold out here." Anyway, funny story, right? In yeah, it's up to a balmy 13 degrees so far Fahrenheit. For those of you international, that's cold. It's negative whatever Celsius, and yeah, 8 degrees Fahrenheit. What the heck? What the heck? So it's up to 13 now. Still negative Celsius, whatever that is. I can't do the math easy in my head. It's like 1.8 times whatever minus 32 or plus 32, and whatever. And yeah, negative 11. Stupid. Stupid cold. Anyway, Netflix reported earnings last night. I think the big thing is raising prices and gonna do $15 billion of buybacks right there. I think it was 15. If I got my numbers right, just a crazy set of buybacks. And look at that. You got people raising their targets to $1,500. Yeah, we have resistance coming up right there at the 1272 at 1050. Could see some resistance. We might be there today. And then the 1618 up there at 1700 right there. You want it? Well, Goose, I mean, it's minus a bajillion degrees every time you go up above, 30,000 feet. It's like ridiculous. I always think it's crazy in the summer if you go up to like 12, 13,000 feet. It's like, it's freaking like, you got to put the heater on. It's cold up there. Even in the middle of the summer. Anyway, it's just kind of funny. Kind of funny, how this whole thing works. It's like 1.1 degrees Fahrenheit per 1,000 feet or something like that. That's how much it cools off. Yeah, minus 55. Stupid cold. Those jet engines love it though. Thermodynamics for you. That was one of my two least favorite classes. I mean, you could say it was my favorite class. I loved it so much I got to take that one twice, thermodynamics. So, yeah. Long story. Anyway, that's where I learned about people that don't care about teaching. That was my first thermodynamics experience. Anyway, so Netflix upside to go. Probably find some resistance right here at 1050. Probably gonna do it. Nah, Goose is just down here in the States, man. He's not allowed. He's saying up in the sky, up 30,000 feet. It's minus 55. It's yeah, he's an airline pilot. All right. Hey, Kimberly's here. Kimberly came out of hibernation. It's cool in our house. Like our house does not do well when it gets below, say, 15. House is built in like the 50s. Very little insulation in the outside walls, if any, and it does not do well, even with the oversized heat pump and stuff like that. Does not do well when we get below 15. It gets cold, and it's still in my blanket cave. We need the lows to get back above 15 soon, I hope. Anyway, all right. Welcome, everybody. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining. Hopefully you're entertained. And I may never get anything right again. Like, I predict stuff. I try to get it right. Looks like we might be onto our breakout. I was getting alerts on ES this morning. And so that means don't buy or sell any financial instrument, right? Don't buy stocks, don't buy options, don't buy Forex, don't buy futures, don't buy cryptos, don't buy treasuries, just don't trade. And there's a substantial risk of loss. If you can't handle the losses, don't trade. You can do paper trading until you get good at this and confident and then start small, really small. I mean, don't YOLO into things, especially if you're new at this. Get some experience. And if you just want somebody to tell you what to do, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not even telling you should do it. I mean, I'm sitting here telling you, don't trade, all right? Don't trade if you don't know what you're doing. You can lose your money. Yeah, Goose and I were having this conversation, how managing your own funds in retirement can be really good. And paying the fee to swap over to a Roth can be really good as convert your 401 to a Roth so you don't pay tax on it or anything like that. Can be smart unless you're trading dum-dum. Nobody can tell you. I mean, let's be honest. If you don't know what you're doing and you do that conversion and you're like, I'm going to make money, and then you're like super confident about it and you lose all your money, you just effed yourself twice. You paid the fees to convert it, and then you lost the money in a tax-free account. I mean, that's like a double dumb. So don't do that stuff, all right? Don't do that stuff. Hey, Jeff, how much down there in Houston? How much snow did y'all get in Houston? I was seeing like record snowfalls through the Gulf Coast. It's crazy. They were saying Mobile, Alabama shut down. Like, advisories out. Don't go anywhere. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, your house built in 55. I think mine's built in 53 or something like that. I think, but it's been added onto, and my house is crazy. And then the home power share installer yesterday blew all the light bulbs in the house and on the circuits he put on the power backup circuit, and I guess he was like, well, the wiring in this place is weird. I was like, yep. This is wild. It's supposed to fly to New Orleans. Yeah, it's shut down. 9 inches of snow in New Orleans. It hasn't snowed more than 3 inches, or maybe it's 2 inches in New Orleans in over 100 years. So that's just wild right there. Absolute wild. They're probably like, they probably don't even have a snowplow anywhere near that place. If they do, it's probably from like 1900s or something like that. All right. Coming up later this week. Let's go back to this week. Dun, 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 dun. Got President Trump speaking tomorrow. Today, benign. Not really anything happening. Tomorrow, though, this has got my ears up right here. Not sure what's going on here. That could be a market mover. All right. Yeah. Change the name. Hey. Change the name of the Gulf of America. Gotta set records, right? Anyway. Maybe 2 inches Houston. So he's speaking at the World Economic Forum. He's doing it via, they say satellite, but it's via the internet. Via satellite. That's so stupid. It's via the internet. And ought to be interesting. Who knows what he's going to say? Who knows? I mean, he's been full of surprises already. Like all sorts of stuff happening the first day and a half. And just more to come. More to come. So far, the market's been relatively unfazed. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. The tariff stuff probably more affects the dollar than it will the stock market. And, you know, last time he was in office and he started throwing tariffs on people, they played ball. I mean, like China ate the tariffs for the most part last time. Their economy is in a worse shape right now. Just to be able to hang on, they may eat the tariffs again. I mean, just to keep prices low and keep goods moving. It'd be interesting. And, you know, funny enough, they started shipping stuff via ground over to Vietnam, putting stickers in it, made in Vietnam, and shipping it to the United States is, you know, no tariffs, because we don't put any tariffs on South Korea, Japan, Taiwan, or Vietnam. We kind of surround China's coast. So if they get the goods put over to those countries, then ship them to the United States without tariffs. Fascinating, right? Fascinating. That's a whole geopolitical game right there. Keeping the allies, controlling the coast of China. Friday, we've got flash manufacturing and flash services PMI. Some existing home sales. I think that might be the most important number on Friday. Right there. Although that one, we saw some reactions to inflation numbers before. If we're seeing inflation spiking up, that could invoke a negative reaction in the market. Just due to, you know, as, you know, a mainstream media narrative anyway, just because of this stuff over here. If we spike inflation, we're going to probably have to raise rates. That's just craziness. It's craziness. Raceland, Louisiana. Yeah, 11 degrees. And you got the same temperatures we got up here in sunny Knoxville, Tennessee. Anyway. Whew. So, Netflix probably going to hit that. Like, if it misses that target now, I mean, came all this way. You got to hit it now. Might as well, right? Might as well. The list is long today, so we got to get cracking. Quit farting around here. S&P 500, trying to confirm the breakouts. That was pretty good yesterday. I like it. I like it. I like it. ES, like I said, overnight, hitting that alert, breaking out through that. I mean, we're pretty much confirming we're going higher now. Probably coming up to at least these numbers right here. 62, 62.50. Somewhere in that zone, that's the target. You could pretty much get long SPY and ride it up there. How fast? It could take a couple days, could take a couple months, could take a month. I don't know. We're probably coming right on up in there. Here goes the market. Open. Probably going to be a slew of alerts ripping. Yeah, right there. NASDAQ still just barely getting above this high. Just barely getting above that high. This one being a little more lackluster, but setting the path. I think we're probably going to rally. So, QQQ. You just do the same exact stuff here. Probably going to rally right up to 545, possibly 550. That's the target zone. We can stick the landing. Got all the setup. This is one of those pretty much high probability things. Pretty much, I say. TQQQ did not close above yet. That'll be today. If we can stick it, sets up the high probability. Maybe like, well, how do you know high probability? Check this out. Let me move me out of the way here. 94% of the time, 36 profit factor. If you want to jump the gun, buy now. 97, 100 targets up there. Now this can take, put me back on the side. This could take 41 days, 41 trading days. All right, on average. Last time it took twice as long. Just slightly over twice as long to get there. Yeah, be careful. We fired it off all the way over here. It took us about 74 bars to get to the target. Actually, it took us a little bit longer than that, right to there. It took 80 bars, so twice as long as the 40. That was almost 120 days, calendar days. If we fire this off today, could it go fast? Yeah, it could be up there in a week. Could it take 120 days? Yeah, it could. So be careful, all right? Careful on your timing. Shares, a viable option. Shares are a viable option. Russell, watch out. NASDAQ and ES being spicy. This one being red. Resistance right there. Big resistance. And this could come down and retest. If Russell comes down and retests this breakout, you know, like that may be counted. I don't know. That didn't really look like a very strong. That just kind of looked like trying to push through to me. If it comes down and retests, holds, and turns back higher, probably going to new highs. If it comes back down, tests, breaks below the roadmap line, probably going down here. Oil, still heading to the roadmap line. If you're new here, you've never seen the roadmap line before, you never heard about it, that's cool. No big deal. You can click on my channel name right underneath it, right down there, and go to the homepage. Pinned to the channel is a video. It's like my favorite indicator, roadmap line. I give you the code to put it on your charts. You can put it on any platform. You're like, how do I put it on Thinkorswim? How do I, if you want easy buttons, it's $5. Links in the description. Click the more button. If you want the easy button to put it on platforms, down there. But otherwise, you can go get it for free if you want to. And it works as a support resistance line. Look, it's resistance, resistance. Now probably going to test support and then see if we can bounce. Maybe. Maybe. That's where we're heading on oil. Pretty sure. Gold might be another spicy trade this week for Gold Rush. See if we can stick this. As long as it doesn't turn big negative here, that looks pretty good. Pretty good setup. We broke out. We back tested right there. This looks ripe for going higher. Now we may meet some resistance right up in here on the way to 2,900. Bitcoin still struggling, man. For anybody that thought 105 was not a strong resistance level, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It is having trouble breaking through that 105. Struggling. Yeah. David, if you buy it, there's a whole masterclass and stuff like that. But if you just go watch the video I just talked about on the homepage, that's it. It basically teaches you the whole deal. Teaches the pattern. Ethereum, still probably going to do this. Bitcoin, I'm really worried about. Like, I may liquidate my BitX one more time. That's making me nervous. I don't like the way that hadn't broken out. That poke higher was... Dang. I'm just frustrated. Like, I know what it's going to do, big picture, but I don't want to really tie up that money and sit there and watch it be negative and then... So this first move down off of that high puts us right back down double bottom, and it will probably extend down to the 1272, and that could take us out to mid-February. Double check it on the spot markets. And dadgummit. That's probably what it's going to do. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. It's probably going to come back to that 88,000 level. Y'all see that, right? It's probably going to be a big complex corrective. The problem, the thing that has me so... Look at this move up off the low. That was not... Let's turn off this thing. Make the chart bigger. Pull this back out of the way. That was not really constructive bullish price action. Now we did break out, like the things I like here. We did break out. We did back test. That we hit here, retrace, pushed through, came down, retested, popped off of it really hard, but then we came back and basically retested again. And then we just made a lower high. This is not looking super spicy here. This is making me nervous that this is going to be a fake out and we're going to roll right back down. Something's wrong. That price action is not very good. Because you know what that looks like. Our old pal. Weird Head and Shoulders. Which one's the shoulder? I don't know. Which one's the head? I don't know. That's the tallest one. That works out. That looks like a reversal pattern to me. The way that works right there. And that can easily take us back down in this area. And then we're not far away from getting to the roadmap line. Dang it. I was hoping that Bitcoin would be done with this bull shirt. Anyway. Dollar. Still giving it up. Probably heading back down to the roadmap line on the daily charts. Another head and shoulders reversal type pattern. Some people can't see it, but so why does the head and shoulders work? Typically the way this works, I'll show you something here in a second. That's not very clean. I don't like that one, but same sort of like thing forming. Let's go to a relatively clean chart. I'll just jump over here. Oh, that's the wrong thing. All right, there we go. Relatively clean. Ignore what's written on the screen. So when we have an Elliott wave move, right? I don't usually teach much Elliott wave stuff, but you get a wave 1, you get a retrace. That's usually a 618 retrace. You get a wave 3, it's usually a 1618 extension of wave 1. Then you get a 4, which is usually a 382. These are just typical. It can be lots of stuff, but typical moves. And then you get a 5 that's usually about the size of 1, maybe an extension of 1. So, this move and this move, typically about the same. This move is usually a 618 retrace. Roughly, you can see. Oh yeah, I got that almost exactly. Almost exactly. Now this one, usually, where does all my fib lines come from? Like when you run this, we usually get to 1618, if not 272 extension. Then this one, and this is where they all kind of come from, Elliott wave wise. Then when we do this from 2 to 3, we usually get a 382 retrace, which I don't keep turned on because I don't care to try and chart that one. But if we turn it on, settings, 382 right there. See, drew that 4 right in the neighborhood. And then 5 usually about the same size as 1, at least proportionally. You know, that's usually why I keep the log chart on, log mode on. We go 0 to 1 and then bring it over to the bottom of 4. And usually 5 is about the same size, maybe a 1272 extension. Sometimes 5 will keep going, but usually that's the classic target right there. Classic. Now, where does the reversal come from? It comes from this right here. 3, 4, 5. See, we're getting this already. And if 5 extends, you get a little move up even higher. Let's just leave it right in that vicinity though, right where we said, right in that target area. Now, we get the correction, and it goes like this. It goes 1, 2, and we get a 618 retrace right there. Same as the wave 2. You get a 1, 2 or an AB. Same targets right there. Same resistance. You see me say this all the time. Like, we got to get through that to go higher. If we turn down there, look what it makes. Right here. Left shoulder. Head. Right shoulder. Oh, look at that. I'll be dang. And we get down like 100, 1272, 1618 on that correction. So that's where all this stuff comes from. That's why I watch for these, but I'm leery that it's going to work out. It's got to be the right proportions. So anyway, you can let me know in the chat if you found that beneficial, helpful. Back to it. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff to go through. Dollar still, dollar. NKD getting a little bit up toward the top, maybe. If this breaks out, we're probably going higher in the U.S. markets. Maybe even take Bitcoin higher. Watch for that. We've turned down once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This will be the 5th test of this line. Still expect sideways until we break out or break down. Netflix, people talk crap about Elliott wave all the time, and it took me years to start getting it right. You can think you understand Elliott wave and throw 5 waves on stuff and be completely wrong. I learned that a lot on the way. So Netflix, like I said, probably going to come up to that 1050, but we may retrace it a little bit before we get there. It's been August since we hit the roadmap line, so don't be surprised if we come back and retest. Don't be surprised. FNGU, and the roadmap does have a significance for Elliott wave wise, but that's way beyond the scope of talking here. And FNGU, if we can stick the breakout above the 618, probably coming on up to that 713, 730 area, possibly go for the 1618 up here at 911. That'd be a wild ride right there. Let's go ripping right up there. And FNGU does not have options. So that's be a shares game right there. At least not options on here. Oracle, look at that pop. That's not good. Tested into the gap down. Big red candle. If we drop back out, danger. That can make a lower low down here. Same pattern, right? That's the same reversal pattern. We came up. There's your, and move up. There's the retrace. Bounced off the roadmap line. Here's the final move up here. Here's the first pullback. Here's the retrace. Went a little deep. Still works. And if we continuation, coming back down in there. Same head and shoulders pattern. All right. Same kind of deal. Same reversal pattern. I don't draw them all the time because I don't believe them as head and shoulders. I believe them as Elliott wave patterns. So, and I can just see them without drawing them. Spot. Coming into that resistance right there. 500. Maybe be able to push it up to 620. ASML. Still grinding the roadmap line. Watch out for that. I can't be bullish on this. We came up shy of what I thought we would hit. And until we prove it to me by breaking above this consolidation up here, big red zone. Till we get above that, I'm still inclined to look for something back down to 600. TRV, oh, nice pop. I guess maybe doesn't have fire exposure like we thought, or maybe we overreacted to the fire exposure, possibly. I don't know. Back above the 618, take us up here, 274. I'm saying that tongue in cheek. I don't think the fires matter for these charts. You know, it's the excuse for dropping, but they needed a correction. All these insurance companies. Now, careful. We can get that next leg down. Bulls. Yeah, 212. Now can get the move up to 1182. 1182. It'd be just a wild ride. I mean, it basically kicked it off, so be careful. What the fudge is that? 2x on Netflix. Brand new ticker. I was like, wait, that's Netflix out of order. NFXL. It's like, that one does not roll off my tongue. Nice potential right there. There's another one. Both those came on about the same time. VST. Watch for that to come back down. Microsoft. Back to the 618. Can we get a close above? Up here. If we don't, watch for the breakdown below the uptrend of lows. ARM. Well, that's a nice pop. On what? $500 million for Stargate? Why would that make ARM pop? It's interesting. IBKR. Going for another extension. Golly. That's hard to... Like, some of these... a lot of these charts are getting way over their skis. And we're probably in that... You remember I said we probably have some sort of blow off top? Be careful. Things are going to start getting really stupid if this is what we're doing. You know, it's kind of weird. I talked about it for a long time, but now it's starting to happen. Be careful. Be careful. We're starting to get these crazy moves that are going to go to ridiculous extensions. Meta, potential to launch off. We've got earnings coming up next week. Yeah, next Wednesday, along with Tesla. NVIDIA. Be careful here. That broke down below that uptrend of lows. Back tested once. Was that the fake out? And we're going to go higher. Be careful. ETN. Bouncing here. Yeah, that 500 billion Stargate thing could just be like, hey, that was news today. Pop today. Then we take it all back. Very easily. Be careful. Don't get trapped in that stuff. This one, nice little bounce on Eaton. Delete that. Probably already coming up near the targets. That high, that low. That was a roadmap bounce. And 390, 398 potential right there. CRM. That would look best if we come on down, but if we pop above the 618, Upside target 377, 385. AVGO. Careful, we're still at a lower high. That was not enough of a correction. But it's done pop, it's done stuff like that before and gotten another pop, so it could do another massive pop. It's possible. Completely possible. SAP just keeps grinding higher and higher, and that's the European version. The US version just keeps grinding higher and higher. Eventually, we're going to come back to the roadmap line. It's been over a year and a half almost. STX. That's going on a ridiculous pop there. Pull that over. Pull this over. Next upside target 120, 125. I'm sure that's STX. Hard drives. Need hard drives in data centers, especially if you're building a $500 billion one. Need storage technology, CLS. So all the stuff, like, people are just buying everything. Buy everything related, and we'll sort it out later. So we may see a large pullback in all this stuff as the realities of a $500 billion thing and how long that's going to take to ever show up in the bottom line. Next target up 204 on CLS. UAL. No opportunities here. No opportunities. Can you buy it and make money? Yeah. Can you buy it and then get ripped when we pull back? Yeah. Watch out here on PITR, which is PLTR's leverage. It's coming up into what looks like a 618 retrace to me. Yep. Right in the danger zone. Danger zone. We can do that. Be careful. Little baby head and shoulders in there. That probably played out. But watch out for that deeper retrace. Dell, not really responding like a lot of the other data center stuff. Dell looks like we're going to have to flush. That looks like a setup for a lower low. Now, there's the potential that we hold this 618 here. The potential that we are setting up a measured bounce right there. Potential. Now, this is beyond the scope of market roadmap line. I teach this pattern in the fib class, and there's potential. Now, to know we're going higher, we're probably going to break above that. Going to fill that gap down right over here and get the confirmation we're going higher. If we do that, the upside target's pretty spicy up here. Maybe 220 area. Almost a double for Dell. VRT up into the craziness. Up into the targets, 150. Could go up to 170. We're probably going to get a retrace sooner or later. I'm not buying until we're hitting the roadmap line on most of these. Procter and Gamble. These non-durable goods just not been performing lately. Look at Dow. I mean, this is Dow Chemical. Like Dow Corning type stuff. Yeah, Dow Incorporated. PG, just, let's see. KMB. Yeah, like all these. It's not the right one. What did West Rock become? You may know what West Rock packaging, and that looks pretty horrible. I can't remember what. Smurfit. SW. There it is. Smurfit. They merged with Smurfit. That one looks okay. A lot of these consumer cyclicals, just not. Anybody that doesn't know, Westrock makes like a lot of cardboard packaging and things like that. And NVIDIA, still flashing caution. NVIDIA, still flashing caution, just grinding the highs here. Can we push it out again? Maybe. That's, that was certainly not reacting to that big data center AI cluster thing. Carvana, we're either about to confirm we're going higher or we're about to roll. I have a put out to 2027, but that doesn't negate going higher to 281. SMH, hey, we finally got the target. Holy fudge muffins. Finally got the target. I was concerned. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Look right there. There's the target right there. Got in right there. Got out right there. If anybody got that, that was the trade of the day back, what, a month ago? I think it was. Gosh, more than a month ago. December 9th. Pretty sure that was trade. That was the bonus trade of the day back here. Took, maybe it took about the average. Let's see, 34. Yeah, right in line with the average. Not bad. I said it was likely to win. It was 91%. See the statistic down there? 91% of the time with a 10 profit factor. That was likely to work. And it did. Nice job, anybody that got it. Let me know in the chat. I did not take it because I did not like that price action. I did not. I did not like it. Svenborn, this is back to what we were talking about. You were asking me about, high probability, like ones that look good. Like my bias said this did not look good. That did not preclude this from working. Not, it's worked out beautifully and right in line with the averages. My personal bias would not have said that was a good example, even though we had an uptrend of the market roadmap line. This nasty price action though, I did not get involved in this, even though I picked it as the trade of the day, mostly because of the statistics. And that worked out. Now we do have a bigger bounce back here that has not worked out yet. And the algorithm did not take that bigger bounce yet. I mean, it's not going to. There's a potential that we fired it off all the way back here, and we've just been grinding. And eventually we're going to pop up here and hit it at 297 area. That'd be about $30 higher. LU. Man, the chat's quiet. And remember, if anything I say is helpful, beneficial, let me know in the chat, or give me react with the video, thumbs up, share with somebody. That's even better. Right there. Watch out for that. If we can get above that, right up there is the target on LEU. TECL, choppy sideways. Let's turn this back off. Potential to go up to 125. SMCX. Just be careful on SMCI. This thing, I feel strongly we're going to make a lower low. Now, that doesn't mean we won't pop up here before we do that, but be careful. I think we're going down. App. Watch out for the roll. Can it keep pushing higher? Yeah. How much higher? Up to 800 possibly. Be absolutely insane. App H and Amphenol. Oh, these guys make connectors. Yeah. Make like mil-spec connectors. You seen those like connectors where like the movies they're like plugging in stuff and screwing it down. Yeah, these guys make those connectors. Especially for like military equipment, stuff like that. Rocking and rolling, baby. Rocking and rolling. Up to the targets. 81 possible next upside. APTV. At the resistance. Watch for that. USD. Lower highs. I feel very like this. I don't know. That would be the upside target if it's going to work out. It does have smaller bounces in here that have lower targets. MDB. See that? Did that one. See it, right? The head and shoulders thing. Looks like we may bounce up here and roll. Be careful. We start breaking above the roadmap line, though. It indicates that that downside isn't going to play out. We're going to go on up and retest the downtrend of highs up here. So that's resistance right up there and support down here. And resistance right there to get through to go up there. If we respect that, coming down here. TSM, there's no guarantees in the market. Like if they were all guarantees, we'd all be rich. Like, and that's just not the way it works. So there's always tricks and trickery going on, and it's you never know perfectly which path we're on. That looks like we're in an upside grind, maybe up to 240. Snow, we're in that reversal zone I was warning about right there. I really want to see this 1, 2, 3 right down to that roadmap line. That's what I want to see. Now this may not have been the high right now. This may have just been a retrace, and we pop on up and make a higher high up into that danger zone gap area right there before we do a bigger retrace. So it's always possible we pop on up and then do the retrace back to the roadmap line. And that could be, the roadmap line could be up here somewhere by then. I don't know. Gotta wait. Like, I just wait. Like, this is not my warm, fuzzy, I feel like a high probability is gonna pop higher setup yet. Now, if we do this right here, we hit the roadmap line right there, hold it, hold, and then start back up. Check plus, plus. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm going to get into snow for a long-term upside trade. They make some data center software that allows you to use data center equipment with pretty much 100% utilization all the time. The average data center only has about like a 30% utilization of their hardware. You build like $500 billion worth of stuff going to go in this Stargate thing, and the typical utilization is only like 30%. Snowflake makes software and technology that allows you to up that to like 75 or 80, 90% utilization. Way more bang for your buck. So, but their stock chart looks like a piece of garbage. And I'm waiting for the reversal here. I bought one share here when we dipped below because I said we were going lower low. I bought one share down there. I just been sitting on it. I'll buy an actual position once we set up an actual bullish position. Now it could just go ripping and leave me in the dust, and I'd be like, well, my one share turned into a good chunk, but I just can't, in good faith, put more money on it yet. XLK, just grinding. Look at that, just this grind. There's the upside target right up in there, 240, 250. Alley Financial, yeah. Banks were doing pretty good on their earnings, so get the close above the 618. Go popping up 47.50. SPXL, this one's going to fire off today probably. This one's not as high probability. Oh, it fired off yesterday. Look at that. Entry 195 upside target. Set, and it's saying we're going higher. HIG, watch out. Danger, danger, danger. That could come up to that resistance point and turn down. Does it go higher? Upside target up there. Or do we break down and come down here around 100? I don't know. 127, 130 on the upside if we do. SOXX, man, we might break out above that resistance. Well, this might. We might tip all the semiconductors bullish again. That'd be kind of crazy. AMET, watch out for the resistance. Still not bullish yet. Gotta get above the gap down, really. Gap down. All the way up in there. Gotta get above that to go higher. It's like, well, duh. COHR, that looks like it's going up to 120. TQQQ, like I said, that one's setting up high probability. Target up there. TEM. Not enough candles to really do anything. It made the lower low. Unsure, unclear, not sure what's going to happen on that one. PANW, resistance there, support here. CIEN, probably going cruising on up to 102. Roku, stuck at the resistance, gap down. We may retrace deeper again. Be careful. It already potentially set it up, but certainly not reacting positive to Netflix's banger earnings. QLD, resistance right there. Watch for the turn down. CRDO. Watch for the resistance on the upside. WDC, just churning. They're not getting the reaction that another hard drive manufacturer, not getting the reaction that we're seeing on STX. This may dip down here. DXYZ, be careful. The net asset value about $5. Current price $65. So it's like 12, almost 13 times higher than the net asset value. You think the potential growth is that, or do we need a retrace here? Back to some reality. QMCO, watch for that one to turn down. Quantum stuff, resistance right there, and can take us back down. Looks a lot like the bubble pattern chop, and we might break down. Never seen the bubble pattern before. Right there it is. We get some enthusiasm, then we get some chop off the highs. People are like, oh, it just need to wait a little bit, and quantum will come right back, ripping back, and then you get angry because you lost all your money. Be careful. All right, this happens all the time. This isn't even my chart. There's 9,000 examples of this if you go Google it. QMCO looks like that kind of pattern. Marvell, see over here, it did that kind of pattern. Look, that right there, that little consolidation, and then took it right back down. That's the bubble pattern. It shows up even in quality names, and possibly doing it again. AVL, possible bubble pattern. I would expect this to drop back down. Doesn't have to, of course. That's 2x bears on AVGO. Could just break out and rip higher, but that's giving it all back on the leverage. SNRE, lower highs. Not enough candles to do much about. No, not enough to predict. That looks like a dumpster fire, even though we don't have a reverse split in here. Starting to look like it. Be careful. Then we zoom out, and it's just sideways chop. That's been going nowhere on Legend Biotech, which is a biotech, which be careful. AGYS, no idea. Package software got whacked. That can go deeper. No opportunity yet. Oh, look at that. Bubble pattern in action. The ramp and the pop. Dang. I wouldn't even mess with stuff like this. LNG, this is probably playing out, and we're probably going to see that. Trump, depending on what he says at the World Economic Forum, be careful, be careful, be careful. MSTR, resistance at that 618, and do the next leg down. If we can break through it, potential up here. My target zone is still up here. Like, I still think we're going higher ultimately, but that doesn't mean that we won't have a deeper retrace. If Bitcoin rolls, this will probably come down to that 200 area. Tesla. Interesting play here. Yesterday, the news was doing away with the EV credit, Trump screwing Elon, but that was Elon's idea. Elon said he wanted to do away with that credit over a year ago. He thought the U.S. should not be offering subsidies. Why? He's trying to build the moat. Which car company is pretty much the only profitable car company in the United States that makes EVs exclusively? Tesla. They can make them profitable even without the credit. All the other companies can't make them profitable with the credit. What does that do? It builds the moat. Higher prices. But they're not just a car company. They're into all sorts of stuff. They're an AI company. They're a software company. They're a robotics company. One way or another, their cars are all robots. All right? You may not think of it that way, but their cars are all robots. They're out there on the road running AI software. They're going to build a humanoid robot to go with it. I mean, their cars were just the first platform for the robotics software. Kind of weird when you start thinking about it like that. Robotics, if they start making $500,000 robots a year, it'd be kind of wild. Be careful. It's not a car company. That looks like it wants to retrace. Going coin. Makes me really nervous. We did not hit the roadmap line. That high, that low, turning down at the 618. Caution. Don't like it. PDX, it looks like that's coming back down. J&J, still in this downward channel. Till we break out or break down, we're just going to keep chugging. Consumer products just not doing too good. IBM just churning at the top. Probably needs a deeper retrace. Possible upside 257. NFLX. Netflix. I'm guessing it's a bear on Netflix. It's just plummeting to the abyss and probably going to keep going down and get a reverse split. TXT does not look very bullish. Probably going to keep dropping. BitX retracing a little bit on Bitcoin. Oh, is Bitcoin coming back? Not really. I'm in BitX. I bought it right down here. I bought back in. And I got to decide if I'm getting out. ABT. Grinding the roadmap line. BitU. I don't know. Flip a coin. FUTU does not look overly bullish. Man, that looks pretty gnarly. Watch for that to reject. If we break above that trend line, probably come retest the 618 level up here. ARKB, that's Bitcoin. MSTX, that's leveraged MSTR. All the things I said, watch for the retrace or the breakout. All right. We have a list, a crazy list. Look at this. I'm just showing this off. Like this many tickers yesterday. All those tickers, 125 tickers, did a market roadmap bounce and then closed above the 618 to indicate an entry. All right. Now, most of these will not have options. I run this bot that searches 4,000 tickers every day for these market roadmap bounces and then a close above the 618. And it generates a chart for every one of these. So there's 125 charts up through here. I give this to Turnmeyer Trading Lab. This is TTL, Turnmeyer Trading Lab. This is part of the group here. And there you go. All right. Which one would I pick? I have not spent the time to look through this list. There's all sorts of stuff. I already gave you out stuff like SPXL, stuff like TQQQ. Those things are in here. I'm sitting here scanning, trying to find QRS. Yeah, T wasn't on there. I think SPXL actually was yesterday. Some of the ones we talked about here today are on here. Some aren't. It's just wild. A wild list right there. BITO was on there. So wild. There's target rich environment. There's SPXL right there. Target rich environment today. Starbucks was on here. I'm in Starbucks long. UPro's on here. All sorts of stuff. Leverage stuff, regular stuff. It's pretty spicy. If I'm gonna pick a bonus trade, I'll throw it out there in Discord. I don't know. I'll have to see what I get involved in. Bias for the day. Golly. I think we're set to go higher. You could probably buy long SPXL. You could probably buy long QQQ, TQQQ. We're probably coming up here. It's very likely. How long? Will we get a retrace first? I don't know. We could retrace the 618 and then pop up here. If you give it a couple months, we're probably going to be right here. Maybe even up here. We're kind of confirming today. That's it. We're confirming. Breaking back out, going higher. New highs. You heard it here first. We're going to make new highs, but I do still think below 4,000 before we go above 7,000. So limited upside. Be careful. I don't think we're going above 7,000. I don't think we are this year. I don't think it's happening. I think we're set up for a large retrace. Be careful. It's the blow off top. It's potential we get right up to 7,000, but I don't think we're going above. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe out there. Be careful. I'll be live at 11 talking about crypto. Come join me if you want. And let's see if I have a link for it. Just in case. See if I have a link. See if I have a link. See if I have a link. Here it is. Oh. I don't have a link. Yeah, I do. That's weird. Right here. They didn't give me a link for today. This is a link for yesterday right there. So if you want to come join me, I'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9:15 tomorrow. We'll go through, look for what's moving again in the market, opportunities like we do every